Here's the next set of things you're going to be memorizing. You're going to be memorizing the values of sines and cosines around the unit circle. It is easiest to start with the four corners. You can just imagine the x and y axes going through this unit circle. You know it's a unit circle, the unit is 1, so this point is 1, 0. This point is just up 1, which means that its y value is positive 1. This is just to the left 1, which means its x value is negative 1. This is just down 1, which means its y value is negative 1. Alright, now we have to do the other points on there. Remember that we have triangles to fit in there. And we're just reading the x and the y values of those triangles. Think back to this triangle. This is the 30, 60, 90 triangle. The 30, 60, 90 triangle. The leg here is the square root of 3 over 2. And the height is just a half. Half is the shortest distance we'll be looking at on these triangles. Next triangle. This triangle is our 45, 45, 90 triangle. It's an isosceles triangle, which means that its two legs are the same. They are both root 2 over 2. The next triangle is again my 30, 60, 90 triangle. But where's the short side this time? The short side is on the x. So that's why this time the short side, the 1/2, is the x value. We have another triangle over here. It is exactly the flip of the triangle we just looked at. You see how it's rotated from here around to here? That makes this short side negative, because we're going to the left now. We're going to the left, so the x value is negative. Next triangle is the 45, 45, 90 triangle. In there, its x value is also negative. And then we have another 30, 60, 90 triangle turned around so that its short side is the y value. Remember, the short side is the 1/2. That's still positive because it's going up, but the x value is negative because it's going to the right. Next triangle is the 30, 60, 90, flipped upside down. Both the x and the y's are now negative, because we're going to the left, which is negative, and we're going down, which is negative. 45, 45, 90 triangle, isosceles. Both are negative. My 2's are ugly, aren't they? Okay. You know what they are. It's root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2. Both of them are negative. Last triangle in this quadrant is the 30, 60, 90 triangle, with the short side being the x value. The short side is the half. We already did the value here at the base, 0, negative 1. So we're over to this triangle on the quadrant 4. Now our x values are positive because we're moving to the right. So we have positive 1/2. The y values are still negative because we're still going down. Next triangle, I'm going to get rid of all of these now. The next triangle is our 45, 45, 90 triangle, which means that both x and y are the same value, even though the x is positive while the y is negative. And the last triangle we need to draw to finish our unit circle is the 30, 60, 90 one again, where the short side is the y value here. Remember, the short side is the 1/2. This is what you need to memorize. This is the sines and cosines all there on the unit circle. I'm going to show you quickly how I double check your work. I know that the cosine hang on. The cosine starts at 0 and increases slowly until it gets to 1, then decreases slowly back to 0. Then we're on the bottom half of the circle, so the cosine is negative on the bottom half of the circle. Get all the way down to -1, and then it increases back up to 0. So it goes 0, 1, root 2, root 3, positive 1. Then back down, root 3, root 2, root 1, back down to 0. The sines do a similar pattern, but they start at positive. The cosines do a similar pattern, but they start at positive 1. So it's positive 1, it decreases root 3, root 2, 1/2, 0, and then keeps decreasing negative, 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 all the way to -1. Increases back up to 0, and keeps increasing 1, root 2, root 3, all the way up to positive 1. There's our patterns. Draw this a lot. This is your best shot. Take a blank sheet of paper, draw it. Rip out that blank sheet of paper. Take a new blank sheet of paper, draw it. If you've got a whiteboard, that helps too. Just draw it over and over and over again till it's stuck in your brain. Keep practicing.